Hi, guys. Welcome to an episode, special broadcast of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. I just want to bring something to your attention this evening, guys. Let's see. Without delay, let's see who's here so far. Guys, if you're just joining, please give the live a thumbs up and make sure that you share it with somebody so that this information can be shared. So, I want to tell you guys the news that just broke this evening, which is that an acting DPP has been appointed. And I'm going to also tell you guys why there's such haste. Why there's such haste. Not just why there's such haste, but why are a specific group of people rejoicing or being happy about Paula leaving. I'm going to share that with you this evening, guys, and hopefully it will be just within an hour. So if you can share the live, like the live, and all these things, I would appreciate it. Let's get into it, guys. Good evening, Reba. No, I'm not saying. Remember, guys, I've already shared my opinion here with you about the whole Paula, the whole amendment to the Constitution situation. I've already shared that with you. Okay, but you would think that there's more emphasis, or there should be more emphasis placed on the people who actually changed the Constitution. Paula did not change the Constitution. She was just a prosecutor, reappointed for a second time, which I don't think is the best thing to do. And to go and amend the Constitution to make that possible, I don't think that was the best thing to do. I told you guys that and I share that with you guys. But the fact that there's so much hostility toward her, and not so much against the people who actually changed the Constitution, it makes me wonder, what is this really about? But I know what it's about because I'm a very intuitive woman and I can tell you very easily. Good evening, Janelle. So those of you who are just joining, guys, rock and come in, guys, rock and come in. Let me just get this to a few people and then we'll talk about it. Good evening, everybody. Jenny, how is your Sunday evening? How are you? I hope you're doing well, as well as everybody who is tuned in to this special episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Guys, when you come over here, you're going to get credible information. You are going to get the truth, unbiased truth. Okay? So, let me tell you now. The reason why the opposition, specifically Mark Golding and Peter Bunting, and you see their followers, they're all rejoicing about Paula. And the reason why they're doing that, guys, is because of these two cases that are coming up. They have a vested interest in these two cases. As you guys know, Silvera is in custody for the homicide of Melissa Silvera, and all evidence points to him so far. Forensic, ballistic, everything points to Silvera. They don't want him to be prosecuted. They want him to get away because they consider that a win for them. Do you understand, guys? They consider Silvera getting off a win for them, even though it is at the expense of this woman. This woman was attacked and taken out viciously in her home, in her mother's home. And they didn't want her to live. How do we know that? They shot her 3 times. And she begged them to take her to the hospital. She begged for help. She begged them not to let her die. And they left her to bleed out. These 2 cases is the reason why they are so happy and hastily wanting Paula to go. This is why they're so hostile toward Paula. The other man that you're looking at on the screen, that's Mr. Keith Clark. Keith Clark was at his home right around the time when there was a nationwide manhunt for Christopher Dodos Coke. Mr. Clark was living in St. Andrew. There was the incursion in Tivoli Gardens. And for some reason, 3 soldier men, going at the Red Hills era, where Mr. Clark lived. 3 soldier men. They were obviously sent to carry out an operation, which the head of the JDF needs to explain. But they went on this operation and they reached the residence of Mr. Keith Clark. Mr. Keith Clark was shot over 21 times in his house, in his back. His vehicle shot up, his house shot up from the ceiling to the floor. He died at his house on the scene. The officers, the Jamaica Defense Force officers, soldier men, they were charged for murder. This happened, guys, in 2010 to Keith Clark. There's been no explanation as to this operation and how this man ended up dead in his house in that manner. So, 2012, the PNP formed the next government. Peter Bunting, the security minister. He served from 2012 to 2016. And 3 days before the general election of 2016, Bunting wrote and gave the 3 JDF soldiers 3 illegal certificates of immunity, which he calls good faith immunity. Good faith. I just explained to you the manner in which Mr. Keith Clark was killed. What did this case have to do with Peter Bunting? He was not the Minister of National Security when Mr. Clark was killed. But he took it upon himself to write these 3 illegal immunity certificates. In 2018, the widow of Mr. Clark went to court and challenged the certificates. The judge ruled, or the panel of judges ruled, that the certificates, the illegal certificates that Peter Bunting gave to the soldiers were illegal, unconstitutional. It had been way past the time to even consider giving those certificates because the incident happened in 2010, and 6 years later, Bunting took it upon himself to give the three soldiers the illegal immunity certificates. Number one, it was way late, if that's even a thing. He inserted himself. He didn't consult with his boss at the time, Prime Minister, the Honorable Portia Simpson Miller. He did not consult with her. She knew nothing about it. And this is why you don't hear the headline saying the illegal immunity certificates that were given to the soldiers were ruled unconstitutional, given to them by the PNP. Nobody said the PNP gave it to them. Bunting took it upon himself without consulting with his boss and other members of the law enforcement apparatus in Jamaica. So, do you understand now why they are so happy about Paula leaving? Do you understand now why? The court ruled, and you have to respect the rule of the court. Right? You have to. But why the hostility toward her? What is their reason for the hostility? There's one more reason. And I'm going to share that with you guys briefly. One more reason why they're mad. Guys, I told you I'm coming to talk to you tomorrow about this case here. The murder that took place in Patrick Bailey's house. They feel like Paula does not want to prosecute Patrick Bailey, who is affiliated with the Jamaica Labour Party. Patrick Bailey, who represented the Prime Minister. Patrick Bailey, friend of Orlando Terrelong. They feel like Paula is deliberately avoiding and trying to protect Bailey. They're not smart enough to understand that as a prosecutor, Paula can't just be bringing cases that you don't have enough evidence to put before a court. And I'm going to talk in depth about this tomorrow. If they should feel funny toward anybody regarding the murder that took place in Patrick Bailey house, it should be toward the police. They should be asking the police, how come this happened in 2016? So you guys do the math. How many years has it been? And how come the case is still cold and there is nobody arrested and charged, nobody suspected, and not enough to put before the prosecutor's office so that that prosecutor can move forward with the case? There could very well be a cover-up. But does that have anything to do with Paula, or is she involved in it? I will come back and talk to you guys tomorrow in depth about this. But them have it for say Paula no want prosecute Patrick Bailey. It doesn't take you You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to have a PhD in criminology to understand that when you go to bring a case for prosecution, you have to have sufficient evidence pointing to someone or some people. You have to. Otherwise, you're just going to waste the court's time, waste taxpayer dollar, and waste resources. And then you open up yourself for an embarrassment when it goes to appeal, if it gets there, or when people turn around and say they're going to sue you, if that is even possible. So that's why they have a Paula. An acting director of public prosecutions is to be appointed. The Attorney General's chamber says incumbent Paula Llewellyn has advised that she is unable to carry out the functions, quote, at this time due to ambiguity and uncertainty from Friday's court ruling. So she did the right thing. She's a woman of the law on the prosecution side, and she acknowledged that with the ruling on Friday, she would have to demit office immediately based on that ruling. So she is not trying to fight with anybody. The government said that they're going to appeal, but she's not trying to fight with anybody. She respects the law and the court and their decision. So, what I have to say about this, guys, is that it's to the next person, because it seems as if, let's face it, they would hope that a weak prosecutor replaces Paula. They want a weak prosecutor to replace her. And you know what, guys? I don't know if that has anything to do with the postponement of Silvera's bail hearing. I don't know. Silvera was supposed to go to bail hearing April 11th. And his legal team said, well, we don't have enough documents from the prosecutor's office, I guess. It was postponed. My intelligence people them tell me say Sylvia was all smiles in a situation like that where you kill somebody and every evidence is pointing to you. Every evidence. The lie that was told from the beginning, the party trying to cover it up, those who helped clean it up, to the weapon that was used. All smiles. And it was postponed. So if this case with Mr. Keith Clark goes to court, well, it will. It will. They postponed it. It was supposed to start on Friday, the 15th of April, whichever day that was last week. It was supposed to start, but they push it until the 28th, I think. You're welcome. They push it until the 28th. If the soldier them get off, Peter Bunting is going to feel vindicated, even though the court said that his immunity certificate is illegal. He will still feel a sense of vindication. They're glad that Paula is being hastily removed. Valerie Godfavor, you are gonna be blocked off of here, my love. Me not come out here for argue with nobody. So you try to take time, go on. Bunting will not get away. There's so much things they want Paula. Why they want Paula to go. They cannot buy Paula Silvera case, the two murder. Yeah, them have a vested interest. You know, I am not defending the government in what they did with the amendment of the Constitution. I don't feel that's right to do. And anybody who follow my vlogs and follow this channel, only know say, when you come over here, so when something is wrong, I am gonna say that it's wrong. I am not gonna try and justify wrong. I don't do that over here. We, the people over here, don't do that. When something is wrong, it is wrong. And if you are from one side or the other and you get offended when you come over here and you say certain things wrong, then you should reconsider this channel because we're not suck up on them something there. We're going to talk the truth. And the truth of the matter is, the government should not have amended the Constitution to change the age limit. At least not without consensus. You want to have consensus on something like that. That's my position. But with that being said, it is still true that they have a vested interest. When I say they, I am talking about the FinSat duo, the DB&G duo, and the Proven duo, the Tapanaris duo. And them say them a Tapanaris is not me if you not coming here for the first time. Mark Golden talk out time out say him want Jamaica to elect him. So that's him and him Tapanaris friend them can run the country. Guys, when you go and Google it, this is not me talk it. Okay? Them no want nothing to impede what them a do. Right? Now I going to give you another piece of information right here. So you see the Congressional Caucus in the United States, Friends of Jamaica. You're looking at Congresswoman Maxine Waters, the wife of a former ambassador, I forgot his name. But if you guys remember when Jamaica was up against it financially, when the PNP was in office, when the PNP came into office and this whole IMF thing went south, and everybody in the financial community said that Jamaica was going to crash. The IMF said they don't want to deal with us because, we backed out on some things and so on and so forth. And it was people like Maxine and some other Congress people who basically went to Washington and begged for Jamaica to get a blight. Because let's face it, everybody loves Jamaica, okay? So these people are going to hear. Yes, they're going to hear the truth. They're going to hear the truth about who these people are, what they're trying to do. They're going to hear the truth about what happened to Melissa and how they try to cover it. They're going to hear it. I don't know if you guys remember this woman coming to Jamaica. She was there for several occasions after that. She was at the PNP Women's Movement thingy, or I think it was like an annual conference. And she also came to bid Portia farewell when Portia was on her way to retirement. She was there to participate in that farewell ceremony because she had become friends. Maybe she knew Portia before that. I don't know. Before the whole Prime Minister IMF thing, but she was there. She gave a speech, very glowing speech, as Portia was leaving office. So Friends of Jamaica, they're going to hear the truth. Banduloism and Jamaica, if it's not careful in this time with these guys, if Jamaica is not careful, we're going to have a collapsed state. Right, guys? Yes, because these are reckless people. As me tell you last night, DB&G, them come back as proven wealth. Them no new around here. them come back as proven wealth. And we see their style of politics. And we try to warn people before Melissa was killed. Try to warn people and say, be careful of them, be careful of them. They're after power and they become very dangerous. Very extremely dangerous. Be careful. Them are a politician. They have just become a power hungry set of people and they become more depraved. They have no limitation, no boundary. We said those things and we try to warn people until it end up with a murder cover-up. Elaborate murder cover-up. So the U.S. Congressional Caucus who have dealt with Jamaica diplomatically, who know Jamaica, who are friends of Jamaica, are friends of PNP, then go and hear everything. Because at this point in time, no matter which part you stand, guys, give me a second, may I come? Sorry about that, guys. I had to run and grab something real quick. Yes, but like I was saying, guys, very important here. 1 year, there's one more year before the Jamaican people are called to put the country in the hands of their chosen leader. And the Jamaica what we know, the Jamaica where we want going forward, I don't think the majority of people them want any so-called self-proclaimed tapanaris with them friend for come lead the country. This is not the kind of country that we want. We want people who are as patriotic as we are to elevate the country and take it forward. Right? We don't want no scavengers, no unscrupulous people. We don't want no reckless, no dangerous kind of people. We want people who have integrity and who can walk through the world, with the utmost integrity and sense of decency. And, they can stand the test of any integrity test. They can stand that test and do so with their heads held high, and we can all coalesce behind them on the world stage and say, yeah, that is our prime minister and that is our leader. I can't say this about these guys. I don't know about you, but I could never. Not based on what I know about them and what we know, what we have come to know about them. No, So when the United States hear all these things, I am sure, as a U.S. citizen, and somebody who knows our history and our diplomatic relation with Jamaica and our politics, I am sure that they will want to have nothing to do with those guys. Them visa for come under scrutiny, all kind of something. Because remember, say, Donald Tapia did already come document and talk the thing them pan bounty, So, you understand? It's not like they not have no idea. But now, since then, and since the warning has been going out, them step up the game. They step up the thing and get more depraved, as what the initial warning said. Be careful. They're getting more dangerous. They're getting more reckless. Irving Palmer, good night. The Patrick Bailey report to the DPP had no substantial evidence to prove he did it, so she could not admit it to the court. They will lose the case. That is a no-brainer. That is a no-brainer. We want to see justice because what happened to Jermaine in Patrick Bailey house? That is not something nice. That is horrible. Okay? What happened to Jermaine in Patrick Bailey house? Yes, Arthur. Yes. Shia Una. I'm not, yes, that's true. What happened to Jermaine in a Patrick Bailey house is a very dangerous thing. Very serious thing. Jermaine as somebody father, as somebody brother, as somebody relative, him family members, them come to Jamaica and them say this is rotten. This is corrupt and rotten. Because they see what go on, them see the political connection and all these things. And even they were probably scared to speak out. How much longer are Jamaican people gonna stand on the sideline and talk about them scared? Eh? How much longer? Look here. You see, at this time, and everybody I go sit down and be scared, right? There comes a time when a few good men and women have to stand up and fight the fight like Marcus Garvey and Paul Bogle and all of those who came before us and make way and liberated us. Like our ancestors, Nanny of the Maroons and all those people. If them did a carry on but was scared, look how much people did in a Jamaica. One time the Maroons them take on the fight against the British twice and beat them. Twice. The British people them did have everything to them disposal. And the local Maroon people them, they were a very small faction of the population of Jamaica during that time. And if them did look on themselves and say, listen, we don't have no whole heap of people, we're a little bit of people, Jamaica would not have been liberated. So it is that courage. And if they had that courage to take on a fight against the oppressors, if they had that courage to take that fight and won that fight twice, as it's documented in history. And let me just address something while I'm talking about this topic. You have some people, as a Maroon, you have some people, when them hear talk about the Maroons and you talk about the history of the Maroons, them like come talk about say, but the Maroon them did sell out and the Maroon them do this. Yes, somehow, when time people are telling no foolishness, you must learn to analyze things for yourself and stop from listening to what people are saying. During the time when the Maroon them fight and won, and them claim to say, because them people they're liars, their number one strategy has always been to divide our people. Because when you divide our people, what does that do? That gives them the upper hand. So them come with for them look a dirty part of history and for them lies. I come tell Jamaica people them say about in a them treaty. The Maroon them did agree for turn over runaway slaves to the colonizers them. Something can go so. Oh, the Maroon them are going to turn over slave to them. The Maroon them did have telephone. They may have donkey for ride pan. They may have any ways and any means for leave from which part them there. For go link up with master for tell master say slave runway. You have sense? Think about it. You don't need to be, you don't need to have a PhD in history. Think about it. Look at the landscape of Jamaica at that time and look at the resources that we had to work with during that time. Maroon did have communication and transportation. If you run down slave and a cast slave go all about the place. It doesn't make sense. That's the first thing. But they had to put that in history because they were beaten badly by the Maroon people. They were beaten. And it was very embarrassing because Jamaica, the mecca of human rights and freedom from them time there. So that's why I mean I understand how some people sit down now and make politicians and trick them and I tell them all kind of sitting. I pull wool over them, yeah, disseminate false information and then sit there and give them. But you know what? I am not going to come down too hard on Jamaican people because my sister, the people, them not in a nothing with them. With the 37% voter turnout and them sitting there. Me see me see it. So I'm not going to be too harsh. But when time when I come talk about say, Maroon people are sell out and this and that and traitor. What kind of traitor? Some people today that's talking, they are the traitors to their ancestors. Because they're sitting down and letting our country go to hell in a handbasket and they're not doing anything. When they come with then distorted history, them can't trick me. Them cannot trick me. And if you make it make sense, if you just fight a war and you beat your opponent, what kind of treat you have to tell your opponent say, all right, me beat you, but me gonna do you this huge favor to turn in slaves? What kind of something that? Did they put a machete at the Maroon them neck after the war and say, we no need for turn in on the people? No. The Maroon them beat them fair and square, 2 different war. Undefeated. So how them figure make treaty with them so for turn in other people? That makes sense? Come on, people. Come on, make it make sense. They put that in there because they know say for them grandchildren and for them descendants and our descendants are going to come read history. And they don't want to look full in a history. If you know say one small little indigenous group of people come beat them badly. They don't want to look bad. So what them have to do now, and them don't want for them grandchildren and great-grandchildren to come to Jamaica, and come face no heavy criticism. They want the Jamaican people and to point on the very Maroon them who fight for the freedom and fight for the rights. Them want Jamaican people today to come point the finger at the Maroon them and say, "Una wicked." That no make sense. That doesn't make sense, guys. Want to tell me what kind of transportation and means of communication the Maroon them did have during that time? Want to tell me? Me know them never left a telephone give the Maroon them and say, listen, when the slave them run, we call we so we can come for them. Me know so they never give them a road map and show them how to reach from where them did there to go up a massa plantation and walk with the slave them on their head. 9,900 miles. Wanna make it make sense now? Them cannot trick me, guys. Them knows the history is going to expose it. That this indigenous group of people, them look at people here, what them for be the big mighty colonial British people them. You know look good pan them. Remember, you know, guys. You know, look here. Let me start tonight, you know. No, we're going night tonight. Let me start tonight, you know. This is a man who said to the Jamaican people, let us find it, because if me tell you, you go think a lie me I tell. You go think say a lie me I tell. So I'm find it and show you. Make the correlation and show you. This is a man who said to Jamaica, the first few times he spoke publicly, he said to Jamaica and the Jamaican people, our ancestors have fought and bled and died for our freedom. You hear what I say, guys? Somebody who heard the statement, I want to know for talking at the comment and tell the people them. See this seat here. When you listen this and listen it good.
Ancestors, many of whom suffered and died to secure the path to independence was charted by the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors. Many of whom suffered and died to secure the rights and status as citizens that we enjoy today. Just fall back and watch on the blood path to independence.
Guys, did you guys hear that statement, guys? Hmm? You hear that a while ago? The blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors. You hear that? So let me tell you something. Them cannot trick me. Them cannot trick me. Nobody, no liar can't trick me. And this is what the Jamaican children must hear. Because they're trying to distort history. And they're trying to change history. So now it becomes our ancestors. Because the Jamaican people must not see who the real enemies were and who their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren are. I don't have nothing against nobody because of how them look and where them come from. Me no play politics that way. Me just start the truth and the fact. Okay? But how dare you come and try and distort the history and try to fool our kids who are looking on and listening. The blood, sweat, and tears of which our ancestors. There's no our ancestors. We have different ancestors, and that's the truth of the matter. One was the oppressor, and one fought the oppressors. That's the truth. There's nothing we can do to change it. So many, you know what? A good old Bunting write that speech they give me now. Same like how Bunting write the speech with the so-called supposed budget speech, and it was not a budget speech. And write foolishness give him for go do. A good old him write that something there and give him for go talk about our ancestors, you know. Them cannot trick me. Anyway, I hope that the person who replaces Paula will come with one agenda and one only, and that is justice for the people of Jamaica. The case is that Paula's office did I manage. I hope, that person get the full support of the DPP's office and that they're able to continue carrying out justice in the right and proper way. Guys, the truth of the matter is we have a country where justice is often delayed and denied. And it's a systematic problem. It's a developmental problem. Jamaica needs to develop in various ways, from our justice system to all sorts of things. We need to develop, right? So when we get the opportunity as a country to carry out justice, I think it must be done, with the utmost integrity, right? And everybody should be treated fairly under the law and all these things. And it doesn't matter what you look like or where you were born when when you're put before the court for some heinous crimes. Everybody's supposed to be treated the same. So we not advocate We're not an advocate over yasso. For nobody get off of some things will left people in a sorrow. We not do that something there. The only set of people them who do that something there are the risers them, bunting people them and golden people them. We not do that over here, so. So we not have no reason for rejoice, about Paula leaving. We're just looking forward to the next person coming in and making sure say they come for the right reason, right? And not just the case of, you know, Melissa, that person that's gonna replace her, not just the case of Melissa, but also the case that is still open and has gone cold that took place in Patrick Bailey's house. Anybody who killed Jeremy in a Patrick Bailey's house, they must be held accountable. Same way. And we not thought that we no water in our mouth. Because you have some people out here who say them a vlogger. Where them me see them get up and rub Paula and rub Patrick Bailey for days and weeks and months. But then come out here, come tell the nation, say, I frame the police them. I try frame Silvera. No, you see people who do them something they know, guys. Me see it as something where maybe they don't want to get checked out. Yeah, because that's a one different level of something. You have people come out here and say, justice for Jeremy and justice. But then come out here, they not say justice for Melissa. They must say the police, they must try to frame Sylvia. Sitting can go so. Sitting can go so. This is why I not like political tribalism, guys. I could never. That's the reason why they are so hostile toward Paula. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Likewise, Dr. Bloomfield, the sitting member of parliament, who was taken out so viciously in his house. We heard that it was Simeon who did it. And Simeon was charged for it. And the day the trial should have started, Simeon mysteriously disappears from the courthouse. So let us talk about it. What does justice really means in Jamaica? Is Jamaica free for all? Where anybody can come do them heinous things here and just get off and flee the country and through them skin light, them come and get away with it, or through them politically connected. Come on, guys. This can't go on much longer. A mature and healthy democracy has a strong justice system and a fair one. None is going to be perfect. No justice system will be perfect. But if me or you lose our loved one in this manner, guys, we're not supposed to think for go carry out retaliation from people, because them something they drive up the crime in Jamaica. We're not supposed to look for go carry out a retaliation from people. We're supposed to feel good in ourselves, knowing say, you know what? We lose a loved one, but justice will be served. That is the Jamaica that we want. We don't want no Jamaica where when time politician kill them wife, you have all doctor from the same party a show up on crime scene. Them now come tell the people them who call them for go there and what they go do and they're sitting there. Right? But I be a silence and be a hush. And be a hostility toward the DPP, be a hostility toward the police them and them something there. What kind of style is people? Say we are reaching a point now, Remember, say we live in a time now of social media. Everything what happening in Jamaica, the world is seeing it. We're upon Twitter, we're upon YouTube, we're upon everything. And you have intelligence communities who are right here on these platforms as well. They're seeing it all. And you see, if we're not careful and weed out some of them people from out of our politics, we don't know what is going to happen to it. The world is going to start looking at Jamaica as just a local underdeveloped country that lacks the will to come to full development. There's no way that you can develop and be a healthy democracy when you have, and you know what? I hope so the intelligence people them in the world I hear all them something here.
On election day when you go there, you know everybody asks about money. Look here. And some people right there say in our room now, I go want money if you vote this everything.
So that he can lead him.
I want them to hear them something there, guys. And I don't care who vex.
On election day when you go there, you know everybody asks about money. Look here. And some people right there say in our room now, I go want money if you vote this everything.
So that he can lead him. He must inspire by example. And above all, he must have integrity. 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 Only honesty can lead the people in.
Only honesty can lead the people. He must have integrity. We never deviate from that, and we don't need Michael Manley to tell we that neither. Remember, so we grow to understand them thing there, you know. So when you are so privileged to be elected by the people or selected by the people to handle their affairs, you're supposed to take that oath and raise your right hand and promise, make a heartfelt promise that you're going to carry out your duty as a servant of the people with integrity. But they have become so corrupt, so corrupt, that they have come to a point now where a murder can be committed. And they cover it up. They come out and tell the nation, say, Melissa died of natural cause, died in her sleep, died of aneurysm. That is what they made the country believe for 6 weeks and perverted the course of justice. Because they don't want any bad press to stop their path to power. We've said it before, you know, long before this happened to Melissa, we've said it, that they will walk on their mother's grave for power. And it came true, guys. They walked on Melissa's grave for power. When they told the nation that, when they kept silent about it, when they failed to disassociate themselves from it, they walked on her grave. They walk on her grave each time. They become hostile toward Paula. Because why? Because Paula is the lead prosecutor on the Silvera case. And this case where Bunting gave out these illegal immunities, where the Constitutional Court said he was wrong, he acted illegally. I showed you the article before, you know. I showed you the article where the court ruled in 2018. I still believe, say, the wife of Keith Clark must watch herself. And you know what, guys? You see all the politics here in Jamaica right now. Maybe it's a good thing Paula just go on, because Paula probably say what happened to Melissa and all the politics there right now and just decide, say, she want to live out the rest of her days for her child. You know, you don't think say, them people are afraid to kill Paula? You don't think they're afraid? Take sleep, mark death. Nigel Rochester, you have to come off of here, so you have to come down from now. Because you're a liar and wicked like them. We don't want a liar over here. We don't want to, it has become the norm it is become the norm for them to tell lie. It is becoming the norm for them to disseminate false information. That cannot be a healthy democracy, guys. That is not a healthy democracy or a healthy country or a country that is maturing. It cannot be so. Not even the truth we can rely on them to tell. Give me a second. Yeah, guys. Them come with them election denial, right? For sure, you see them get from bad to worse. Look on a cartoon here where thing there put out today or recently. They become so depraved that they have become election deniers. Them come. Me never know some could have see them something in Jamaica, you know. People are shocked every day. People are shocked every single day. How did Jamaica come to be an election denying country? Of all the leaders that we have had up until this point, none have crossed the line. Let me tell you something. Jamaica's electoral system, it has come a long way. Remember, say we have a history in Jamaica where we never used to trust our electoral system. Remember that, you know. Remember how far we have come from, you know. So we have matured a little bit. We have developed some where our electoral system is concerned. Right? I don't have any issues today with, the people who are in charge of our electoral system. And I haven't felt that way in about, I want to say about 10 years or so. I feel comfortable with our electoral system and the people them who work so hard to make sure, say, we are doing it the right and proper way. So when we are going to have a man now, I mean, not care who vex, Margot is an Englishman. Him two parents, them is an Englishman, grow up in our English household and then teach him the English way. Because some of the things they want to say Mark Golden do, no Jamaican now do that. So me know to God say, not even the helper when did have in our house, never really have a huge influence on his upbringing. Because if they did, some of the things that he says out of his mouth and the way that he treats people, you would know that he had some real Jamaican influence on him growing up. Not even my daughter who born in America can do certain things. I would never even think about it. Anybody who follow me on Facebook, when know me not run dirty joke when it come to picnic. I will raise the good kids them. We not raise no ill man at picnic. Cause that not in our culture. You have one and two who deviate, yes, but for the most part, our kids, we raise them right because they're the adults of tomorrow. So when we're gonna have this man now coming denying our election and come talking about saying what him win? And them something I may talk about people. We don't want the country to come to a point where we have to pick up pieces and start from square one again. We have done that so many times. We have done that too many times. And maybe that's why we can't come to a full, mature, state of development in Jamaica. We have it in us as a people. We're strong, we're intelligent, we are well read, well studied. We have it as a Jamaican people. Me no doubt it for a minute, so we have what it takes to be number one in everything. But crime is not one of them that we want to be number one in. I have never talked to anybody. I have traveled the world. And I have never talked to anybody in some of the most remote places in the world. When me go and me are the only black somebody there. Nobody never say nothing negative about Jamaica yet. Even when you have travel advisory in at this time where it's justified based on the level of crime and stuff. Nobody not dislike Jamaica. Everybody love Jamaica. So why is it that we know with the politician them come out here, then cannot live up to Jamaica's standard? Because Jamaica has a good standard, right? After certain things happening in our history, there was a time when we'd even have 200 murder for the year. There was a time when we were neighborly and we loved one another. And when election time come, we go put we vote and we go back our yard and we our neighbor live good again. Gone are those days and I don't know what the heck happened. So we must not make nobody with no different upbringing come round here, come divide us and come undermine our electoral system after we have come so far. No man, people must call out them sitting here. We not grow to feel like no underdog. We not grow to feel inferior to nobody. So when we see people do some unconventional things around here to bring down the country, we don't care what they look like. We must stand up and talk. Because what we get for realize is that you see people who know their history, and I'm talking specifically about African people. No matter which part of the world, then you see people who know their history. Remember, they might carry themselves through the world in one different way. And being inferior is not one of them. Being inferior is not one of them. So people who know their history, they know me. Nobody come to Jamaica. We are people we almost nearly born in Jamaica. To come tell we say, we must deny elections, we must undermine our electoral process. They matter about blood, sweat, and tears of ancestors. They know our ancestors then go through. Yeah? For we have sumadification in our country. They know our ancestors them really go through. For them come deny election and undermine with electoral system. And the EOJ they didn't say nothing. The EOJ is supposed to run them way and defend them integrity. And so what are you doing? This is Jamaica today. This is the politics of today. So hear what? The lies they tell. I'm getting some breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Give me a second. Let I draw it up on the screen and show now. Yes, sorry about that, guys. So this is the breaking news. I guess this is the information minister and member of parliament, Robert Morgan, resigns as head of JLP's Public Relations Committee. Guys, we're over here saying that it is time for the government of Jamaica to get serious about the way the government is putting out information to the nation. We have said that the government of Jamaica must replace the person in charge of information and the person who is the press secretary currently. Over here, we are of the opinion and in agreement mostly that the government must do like what civilized and developed nations do, where information is concerned. We're talking about democratic nations where they have a press secretary who addresses the nation daily, Monday through Friday, for several hours with the press corps, and they are telling the country what is being done. For example, on your list come over here, come tell us last night, say she not have no water, how much days now? We know there's a drought in the region, right? No, if the government had a press secretary, that press secretary would be out each day to answer these water war questions of the nation. But it's like there's a huge gap between the government and the people where communication is concerned. So I hope that, and I don't think the person who would be charged to do that should not be a member of parliament. They should have no other responsibility but to organize and to gather the information that is being put out to the people, the truthful information, and deal with the press and the nation and the media with a sense of respect and decency. You understand, guys? When you're talking, I comment, haven't we been saying that over here for the past, I think, 3 weeks or so? Yes. But Naomi Campbell, no. I saw she name? Naomi, whatever she name. She, no, I don't agree. No Abka for the job. No. No Abka for the job. I think there has to be other people who are people who are not rude. I'm tired of seeing our politicians in Jamaica be rude to the people who are asking them questions, and by extension being rude to the people of Jamaica. They are all answerable to the people. So when people are gonna come with a media, reputable media houses and press people, they are supposed to come and ask a question, because every last one of who are get paid by taxpayers are answerable to the people. So what kind of style that the level of hostility when we see them demonstrate toward the people, them boy, I don't know. We need for mature guys. Me agree with Venetia being there, because I know that Venetia can be humble. Venetia has a good communication skill, very good communication skill. Yes, you need somebody who has good oratory skills, somebody who understands how to gather information and disseminate it. Yes, so over here, so we have voted for Venetia to be the press secretary of the government. And when other government come in, all of them need to have press secretary. Make press secretary a thing in Jamaica. Because let me tell you something. We are having in Jamaica like never before a war of information. We are having some very dangerous, depraved minded people who are out there lying to the nation without feeling any guilt about it. They send out people to come lie. They disseminate lies, some dangerous lies. And this is what they endorse. We cannot have a Jamaica like that, people, because me telling you already, somebody called me today and tell me, say, them rewind one of the live, them me talk out here, say, more people are dead. And it's true. The person say a true you talk because the way all the politics look right now is like when you have people, and this person was specifically talking about the live that we did with Ian Ailes and what Ian Ailes did to the lady and her common law husband in Westmoreland. Ian Ailes go upon the people and property, go video them, put them business on the internet, and I tell people say a JLP give them tank and give them this and give them that. To the point where the lady came out looking like she was about to cry. Because she's saying, imagine una politician, and because we don't want to bring down each other, we come, I can't do it at our expense for endanger our life, where I get threat or sort of something. Then there's something that, guys, is endangering the lives of other people. You understand? So when you have a country that is fighting to hold people accountable to truth and making truth, normalizing truth coming from politicians, the government of the day, them have to have a mechanism where they are arming themselves with truth. You don't have to do like these people and be liars. You can arm yourself with the truth and fight and win. You just have to have a strategist. When I say a strategist, I'm talking about your press secretary who is coming out daily to get the attention of the nation and the people them who we call press and media, and tell them what the government are do. What is happening today? What we have on the agenda today? The drought crisis. This is how we're handling it. This is how we're gonna handle it. We're gonna handle it tomorrow and for the rest of the week until the end of the drought. This is what we're doing. And somebody may stand up and say, Madam Press Secretary or Mr. Press Secretary, what about water house? When we're gonna get water over there? Or something to that effect. And the press secretary will have a response right then. So there's very little room for lies to survive. The press secretary is gonna be like an antibiotic chasing down a virus. Not a virus, a bacteria. Sorry, guys. The press secretary is gonna be like an antibiotic, a dose of antibiotic chasing down the bacteria them. Because remember, say antibiotic kill bacteria, And guess what? The bacteria. When you talk in a comment, when you think it's the bacteria is the lie. Right? And you see, when we're over here listening and watching, when go tell Andrew Holness this and the government this. The press secretary of Jamaica is gonna be the antibiotic for the bacteria of lies. You understand what that means? So we can get rid of this bacteria in Jamaica, The bacteria of lies. How did we become a people or politician them I tell some blatant lie? All I tell lie upon the citizens them of the country. How? We need the antibiotic of truth. If you can run down the bacteria of lie and wipe them out and get rid of them. I mean, I thought that in a violent way. You know what I mean by that. So I don't want nobody go twist my words. We're not talking about nobody will just come. We are talking about somebody who can carry out the job and carry out the job properly, Christine. That's why I don't want a tribalist over here. We don't want a tribalist over here. Every it's like say our brain just conditioned or programmed to work only in a tribalistic manner. We don't want that over here, darling. We're talking about people who are capable. Somebody who has good oratory skills. Somebody who has a good command of the English language. Somebody who has the respect for the Jamaican people and for the press and the media and those who work in that field. We don't want nobody who is coming. To be honest, we don't come no matter tell the truth, you know. We don't want nobody we have come from a corrupt media house. And look here, you know more tell the thing them, you know. In fact, I think it is best to not have nobody with it over no media house at all, whether nationwide news, whether Gleaner, whether no media house. Me no feel, if me was the Prime Minister of Jamaica, me no want nobody where did entangle or in a bed with none of the media house them, because they're all trained a particular way to do a particular thing, right? And some things we me know personally, where some of them doing as some of the media house them at Jamaica, me now go come stir up my ansness about that tonight, you know. But you want somebody who has never been in those media houses being bought and all these things. You want somebody to just come tell the Jamaican people the truth, right? And somebody who will come explain to the people what the government is doing each day. Come answer some questions. Give the media them something to do in a Jamaica, because all they do is sit down in a studio at daytime and wait for news come trickle into them for them come tell you this and that and come hustle on social media. There was a time when we had journalists in Jamaica, guys, who used to the all about a daytime. Them in the hospital, them, at the stories, them in the school, in the education system, them in a crime, them in a sports, them in a everywhere. I mean, when I say inner things, I mean them inner it physically. You know, remember the last time me see media working, the last time me see real journalism work going in a Jamaica was during the incursion down at Tivoli. I remember seeing some of the journalists them in a Jamaica with some war helmet on their head. And shot a beat over their head and they still not move. And them a cover the stories. And you know what? One of those stories that made me cry in 2010. I forgot the name of this journalist. She did this somewhere, I think off a Spanish Town Road. And she was covering a story. The same time when the incursion go on. And as she was covering the story, be a shot start fire. And I see she run and then she go up the road where a mother and her three daughters were sitting on the sidewalk traumatized. And one of the little girl them look up on her as if to say, Miss, am I gonna be okay? Can I go to school tomorrow? And she sound like she want ball, the journalist, and she kinda give the little girl some comfort. And them me call journalists. Me not say them for go over there in a harm's way, you know. But the way they carry out them job is them go out there in the field and mingle and interact with and speak with the people, whether the people them in the street, whether the people them in the healthcare system, whether the people them in the security ministry, security system, whether the people them in a wherever. We don't gone are those days. We don't really see that much anymore. I don't remember her name in a Rosalie. If me find the clip, I will bring it next time. But it was just so sad. She was out there being a journalist, and she just had to stop what she was doing in the middle of hail of bullets over her head and behind her, where these little girls, school age girls, scared, and she had to, in the middle of her job, put her arms around that little girl and tell her it was going to be okay. Yeah, man. Anytime, if me see the video, me go carry come show no. We not really seen a real journalism attitude in a Jamaica from them time there. Carolyn Brown. I don't remember her name. She was quite young at the time. That was 2010. So it was like 14 years ago. I think it was Kayla Reynolds. I think it was her. But you know what? I'm curious now. I'm gonna go try and find it later. I'm not gonna know. Yeah. Venetia would be a good. Me don't talk to them, LAC. Me don't talk to them, because me see one sitting where they say the JLP keep them their executive meeting today, and at that meeting, what this man? Yeah, at that meeting, they must say like the prime minister must weed out who forget weed out and whatsoever. But I don't rush. Me is not how you call it now. Status whore. So I'm waiting to see what comes out of it and what will happen. Yes, Andrew Holness need to make some changes, right? And the first change we need to make is to get him wife out of the way so he can carry out him job. Me telling you that over years already. And I also said that him need to get a press secretary, because if he doesn't do that, the lies that are being put out daily by these people who have no respect and regard for truth, the lie is going to win. And if he's a true patriotic Jamaican who want to fight for the heart and soul of Jamaica, he might go do what is right. And that is to fight back, beat back these liars. But it has been said that, some people don't take advice, or some people believe that they have all the answers. Whatever the case may be, all I know is that when you take up yourself and you say you're going to be the leader of a country, the most important thing that that person must understand is that no one man don't or one woman don't lead no country. No one man or one woman don't lead no country, guys. You have to surround yourself with a team of people and a group of people who is going to make your government and your administration look good because it performs. You understand, guys? You can't have a bunch of non-performers around you, because you see at the end of the day, nobody now gonna say your administration. Them are gonna say Andrew Holness or whosoever is there. Is like me I tell guys. When you're leading a government, nobody now gonna come later on and say your government, every criticism will come down a fear name Andrew Holness or whosoever, is them gonna take the heat. So you have to put people around you what makes sense. Put people around you where you know are gonna do a good job, where gonna bring you off and bring. You ever seen a man? Look here, man. I can make some analogies, but I'm not even gonna go there. Just like how Mark Golding surrounded himself with a bunch of losers. Silvera lose him seats and now in jailhouse for murder. Peter Bunting lose him seat, right? The other ones them who endorse this rise movement, most of them are in retirement, right? For example, the man who bring Mark Golding come in politics, Omar Davis, gone in a retirement. Dayton Campbell lose him seat. You cannot surround yourself with people who are non-performers or then can't perform to a high standard for your government make sense. It just doesn't work that way. And if not, guys, the most important positions around a leader should be is press secretary. Yes? Or the person who responds for contact on him behalf or upon the government behalf. Every government supposed to have somebody attack on them behalf. Because the prime minister can't come out contact to the country every day. Them busy and they want to rest. So you have to have somebody who come out and talk to the people on your behalf and on the country's behalf every day. They can tell the people them say, this is what your government is doing. Right? Very simple. Me always talk it say, one thing I always puzzle about. Jamaica is a population of 3 million people. Why is it so hard to run a country this small? Ineptitude. You can't take people put around you because of your bridging, or because you and them grow together, or because your cousin. You have to put people around you that are capable, cream of the crop, best of the best. You put them around you based on their skills. You can't lose. It's like exactly lifestyle. Teamwork. If you're going to form a relay team, you're going to pick out the fastest people them. Not so you go, guys? Who used to run track? Contact yourself. When you pick out a relay team, you're going to go for the slowest people them? No. You want your fastest people them on every leg. And you know what? If the slowest somebody can pass the button the best and pass the button better than the fastest somebody, we're not going to work with somebody who can pass the button, We're slow, We're going to work with somebody who fast, and then we're going to teach them how to pass the button properly. That's how you're supposed to do it. Marianne said Naomi is only a press moderator. Press secretary should be aware of all the issues and can provide answers. I'm glad me read a comment here, because many people come over here and tell we say Naomi a press secretary, So you see, the role of press secretary is not even a thing in Jamaica. And that is where we have a problem. We cannot have a country when a press secretary in this a modern time, where you have social media and information age. You have to have a press secretary. Me didn't know so she was more of a press moderator, because I've always seen her acting in the capacity of not mediating, but like moderating, basically. Like she would be there to be a timekeeper for when the prime minister is speaking, or she would be the one telling the person asking the question, say your time is running out, or you only get 1 or 2 questions. The prime minister don't need that. And I think Naomi is rude too. I tell you already, I think she's rude. You have to be a good judge of character, to be a winner, in a them something, Princess Bella, I'm glad you made it. Don't worry about being late. You can always watch it back. Yeah. So you have to be a good judge of character. You have to know what it means to have a team of people around you. Not just people talk, say, Prime Minister, we are going to do good. No. You give them all 1 month for show you the emotion. And if they can't do nothing, I love you, let them go. Look from when Jamaica have one press secretary. Can you imagine what the country would be like, or what, the communication situation would be between a government and the people, where you have somebody that come out every day talking to the people and telling them, we not fear if I'm both and I guess and spell, especially with the drought something I know that is most current. Well, Liz says she have a protest because she don't know what going, what the plan with the water situation. You're supposed to have somebody that come out to the country and tell them and inform them. Because look here, if the press in a Jamaica, then hear from you regular. Cause remember say in a Jamaica, for prime minister them not sit down with press regular. And they should. They should sit down and speak with journalists regular, but they don't. So if you have a country where your prime minister not talk to the nation regular, you want to have a press secretary who talk to the nation every day. So that's the people them who are writing at the newspaper and I put out information. They have something credible to write about. Not just hearsay. But you see, all who can hear, them are go feel. A true electro, them lazy for true. The press secretary of the US, what's her name again, Lord Jesus? The Asian young miss. I like how she do it. Hold on there. She is so efficient. And she make the president of the United States look good. And she come out and she tell the nation where the administration are do, what they stand on, what they stand for, on every issue that arises each day. We not fear guess and spell and if and but. She know her job and she come out can do her job every day and she do her job very well. And I know that the president of the United States is very proud of her. Karine Jean-Pierre she name. Me I show no her. She take over from the other lady who was there, who gone over to must say MSNBC, right? But the two of them, and as a matter of fact, me just tell you the truth, too. Because you know me I tell you the truth same way. You see a female press secretary, me not feel say you can go wrong this so. Hold on, make a show no. Yes, guys, you cannot go wrong with a press secretary. Jamaica have to come to understand how this information age here work, right? Remember say America land of the free, home of the brave. We criticize any president, any member of Congress, any senator. We criticize anybody because when it comes to them a public servant, they are not above scrutiny. Right? We're not above scrutiny. And we criticize policies and we criticize everything. So guess what? The government has to have someone who is coming out and speaking on the country's behalf and what the job entails of what these people are doing each day. This was the redhead lady. She was there before Karine. And if you study US presidents, especially those in modern time, you will see them are gonna get the best of the best to put around them. And them girl and a miss. And they come out in this press secretary room every day, I think 2 o'clock for a couple hours, and the journalists them are in the room. They listen to what the press secretary has to say. She gave the room a briefing and tell them what is on the agenda, what is happening, and whatever questions the journalists have. They ask those questions and they get answers. And that's what you do. Now, when them go back to them newsroom, them respective newsrooms, them can go back, go write them story, and based on the information they gather directly from the right-hand person of the president, them go back and them disseminate that information to them audiences. And that's all you do. But when you not have nobody, Andrew Willis and Jamaica, when they have nobody attack on the government behalf, and you have liars with their misinformation campaign out there and their operatives every day, what you think will happen? What you think will happen? You're gonna be out there. You're gonna be out there, and all these lies are gonna be sticking to you and your government. That's how it is. So you have to understand the psychology of the age that we're living in, the information age. It's very important how you deal with these things. So all the meat we want to have and all of them something there. Action speak louder than word. One thing I always say about Jamaica, you know, we are so good at finding the problem. We do the best research. Yes? We do the best research and the best documentation. We will even come up with the solution. But when it comes time to carry out the solution, it will never happen. Shouldn't it be the mayor to deal with the water? I don't know, you know. Right now, I don't know. You would think so. But in this situation, Arthur, there is a national water issue going on, right? There is a drought going on in Jamaica and across the region. So, I don't really think it should just be a mayor's responsibility. I think the government should brief the country, or the press secretary, if they had one, should be briefing the country and giving them a status update each day on what the water situation is and, you know, whatever they have planned. You understand? So, that's that. When I talk to Liz, I think I talked to Liz either yesterday. I don't think I spoke to her today. I think it was yesterday. I think she called me today and I never missed the call. But she said she don't get no water now. Last time we spoke, she didn't get any water, so and she still doesn't have any information. Spoke with her yesterday. So it's important. But we will see. As I say, guys, me not feel like say any press secretary at Jamaica must be any MP or any person. You see, if they get a press secretary, then don't need no information minister. Dash away all them the term there. Dash away those terms. You don't need no information minister. And everything you need minister for. All you need is one press secretary to carry out the job and deal with the information situation and the communication situation of the country. As long as they're good at their job, it's all right. Sometimes we're too lackadaisical, you know. I not like with Jamaica. We have this term, I say we're irie. Yeah, we're irie. But when it come time for we jump up and do things and move fast, we don't understand one emergency, you know. We don't understand urgency and emergency. We move slow, sometimes to our detriment. The only smart them will move fast in our country are the athletes them. But in any other situation, we just irie. We move too slow. Because this information sitting here and this press secretary sitting here should have deal with long time for honestly say the people them turn liar. Like seriously. Public broadcasts that some areas in Kingston will be out of water to carry out some repairs. I don't know if that cause this problem. How long was this outage supposed to be? Them supposed to tell you how long is the outage and what them are going to do. Feed the people them get them water. You understand, guys? We can't go along so with this outdated method of, because even the people them what them call information minister. Boy, I mean I know. You see through my standard eye, guys. Certain little mediocre thing me can't work with. You understand? Never always criticize mediocre. Cause me set a high standard even for myself. Sometimes when me no meet my deadline or my goal and I sit there, I'm mad with myself. You understand? And my pitney said the same thing. I have a very good child, thank God. I hope it stays that way, because I know we can't predict them sitting there. But sometimes my daughter said, Mom, sometimes you're a little bit too harsh, because she do everything right. Me know she not perfect, but me have to stay up on top of things. You understand? We're not perfectionists, but me just feel like say me not like mediocre. Me not like see mediocre and at all. We have to outperform sometimes, most time. The lock-off are from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Where is the lock-off and what is causing the lock-off? And if you can shut off people water for 12 hours? You can shut off people water for 12 hours? And not give them an alternative? People have to use bathroom, people have to sanitize and keep them place clean and cook and they sit there. That makes sense. Drought or no drought? I see one night here, something needed to be done in my community and them lock off the water from 8 p.m. We got an email. Water go lock off from 8 p.m. so till 5 a.m. Because them the time the people are asleep. We have to do things that make sense. You can't lock off water in the daytime from 6 a.m. You know, sir. Lock it off at night time when people are asleep. Water is life, guys. God has been good to us in St. Elizabeth with the rain. Thank you, Jesus. I'm glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that. When we can't deal with the light we're gone, guys. We can't deal with the water problem. You're crazy. Some areas will get water 6 p.m. 6 a.m. while another area will get. Boy, the situation sticky. Situation bad. We have to have better I think we should have better drought preparedness, because even when drought are gone, there has to be some kind of alternative. Some alternative for kind of not make the thing be too bad. Because everything what we do, we need water. Yeah, I know say USA develop Avis, but what I'm saying is, if you're gonna lock off the water for 12 hours, you have to try to do it in a way that not to interfere with the people them life. I mean, even if you're forced to lock off the water from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., maybe I can say, all right, we're going to turn on the water in the midday for about an hour and a half or something. You can catch up look and turn it off. But you can't just lock off the water so oops 12 hours in the daytime. And I'm not really, I don't know. The water reservoir low. Well, Patrick, this is the information that the government need to be putting out, because a lot of what should be said is either not being said the right way and the people them don't informed. A population must always have the right information and be informed. Hope the Prime Minister asks the First Lady to step aside as Speaker of the House for the good of his administration on Jamaica. Me not say nothing more about that. Me say me have to say about that already. And me say all who can't hear what happen to them go and feel. Me no know if that a rocket science. And if anybody have to ask why, Christine, you really have to ask why to that statement there? And Christine, would you show up at your husband's job every day? Are you the one your husband show up at your job every day? I can't explain it again. Somebody can explain it to you. My problem is people are playing God with drought, blaming the Prime Minister for it. I did a research and our water problem are going before my ban. The government are trying to applaud the effort. The drought problem, there is nothing that we can do to stop a drought. A drought is a drought, but what we can do is make better preparation. And I think we agreed here the other night that Jamaica doesn't have a drought problem per se, but it's more of a poor planning situation. They need to build more catchment tanks so when it rains, it can catch the water. Yes, absolutely. What happened to JIS? Listen, me think that JIS is supposed to inform the people them, but I think in this time of social media, guys, where you have these various platforms and mediums to get information, most people are not going to access JIS through these mediums. But if there is a press secretary broadcasting each day, and you can access them on every platform, and you have a journalist invited there to ask questions and so forth. This is something that I would tune into regularly. I don't know about you, but to get my information, I would tune in every day if I could. You understand? And if I miss the live the live broadcast, I would want to go back to watch it and say, let me see what going on in Jamaica today. Let me see what the government of Jamaica do. You know? Me that go back and tune into it. But I don't even know which part to go find GIS, to go watch GIS. And nobody now can really talk to you in other kind of settings here and a way here. Nobody not talking to you that way. So I think this style of informing the people is more effective in this time. Mhm. The drought occurs every year, so as someone said in another live, we have issues with shortage and planning for this period each year. More can be done. Yeah, the planning on them something is poor. TNC and say, I enjoy your lives. It's eye opening and pushes me to research and come to my own opinion. Thank you so much. I hope you subscribe. And everybody, please subscribe and invite your friends and you know try to invite other people to come over here and listen. Cause no me alone talk all the while. Sometimes Liz talk, sometimes people call in and talk, you know. Some people email, them say, boy, you know, they may be not that extroverted or feel comfortable, while you have other people who are, and that's okay. You understand? But we try to have a mature conversation over here, and this is probably the only platform out here where you have touch typing. You have this is the only platform out here where you have JLP, PNP, and No P. This is a politics platform, Jamaica Politics Uncovered. And these are the only platform over here where you don't have no host over here, where I get up across one somebody every day and talk about or pay attention to the other people. Them. This is the only platform where you have labor right, PNP, and No P can come and have a mature and civil discourse. Allow me to tell guys, there was another channel that we had, and we had to, that channel is no more. This is the new channel, so this is like a new startup, but we don't mind because we're out here for the right reason, right? And our tribe will find us over here, but we invite everybody to come over here and have a civil discourse, because the politics of Jamaica right now, guys, it don't look good. It don't look good. It not safe. And that is what brought us on this platform 3 months ago. Yeah. So, guys, I thank you so much for joining. I hope you come back. Those of you who are coming for the first time, as I said, please make sure that you subscribe and you tell your friend about this platform. And, you know, we have the WhatsApp number right there. We have the email address where you can talk to us privately if you wish. Or if you want to call in at any time in the future, you can use that WhatsApp number and call in. We make everybody feel comfortable over here. We don't stress them out over no money. Because some platform you cannot go over there, go sit down comfortable and listen to nobody. Every minute they are telling you to tap up this and do that and drop money here. So we not do them something over here. So we know so we're out here for the right reason. Rivers and wells are drying up. This drought is from 10 years and nothing was done. And then with the climate change and global warming, and I just one heap of things here, man. And that's why you have to have people who have sense and who have good planning skills and them something that who are movers and shakers. If you have sense, man. Your program is very informative and clean listening and educating us. Thank you, Cheryl. So I want to think about Nesta Morgan's resignation. I think it was a good idea. I want to think. I didn't really get to ask that question, but before I go, let me just ask one thing about the information minister resigning. If me did a Jamaica, as a patriotic Jamaican, you know me that I apply for that job there. Yes, me that apply for it. Because it look like say nobody no want the job, or Andrew either no want nobody to get the job. Like seriously. Somebody who has good oratory skills, somebody who has respect for the journalist in the country and has respect for information, sharing information, communication, somebody who's a good communicator, somebody who knows how to sit down and organize, presenting a speech or, that kind of thing. Like seriously, we need to do better, guys. Nesta lose him tongue. I don't know if it's that him lose him tongue or if it's because him is a member of parliament. I mean, if you're a member of parliament, you have work to do. You have work to do. You have other things to do. You have your personal life. Come on. That's why I said the person who are the press secretary. That's how we that information minister business. The press secretary and them people, they must not have no heap of responsibility. One responsibility they have. He comes off cross, lose him tongue. He wasn't doing any work. Was he doing any work as MP? I don't know. Very welcome and not early enough. I was out all day just hearing that he resigned. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. I think Andrew Holness waited too long, but I hope that him is not going to just replace Nesta Morgan with another information minister. Him need to name someone who is capable and efficient, a press secretary, and let them carry out the job of a press secretary. It's going to be very important to see the next step that the Prime Minister will take after the resignation of his information minister. And that is how we're going to be able to tell if Andrew Holness is ready for prime time, if this government is ready for prime time, 1 year away from the next general election. No one is named as yet. He was not a good communicator. That's the opinion of most people. You have some of them too, You put them in front of the journalists them in the country to come get information, and them want to come out there and trace with the people. Them all them something they can't go on, You don't come out and trace with the journalists them. You answer the question, give them the information, and you make your statement and what you come out to tell the country and the people. I observe some of them, all them like to do it. I don't know how some Jamaican man, no shade, but I don't know how some Jamaican man I see in politics, or they like trace so. God have mercy, man. Come on, come do no work. Talk to the people them with respect and decency. There is not one journalist in a Jamaica who will come there and disrespect nobody. I can't tell you no that. Jamaica not have the journalists them like what the America and over England. Yesterday the journalists them in America, they will run down the people them. Me no no see it. They will run them down and camp out all of their yard. Them aggressive. Jamaica journalists them not do that. So there's no reason for come up and argue with them and disrespect them. He lost a safe seat in the local government election. Okay. But let us see what develops, guys, where this executive meeting is concerned, where the JLP and the Prime Minister gathered and decisions were made and so on and so forth. Anyway, guys, I thank you so much for joining, and come back tomorrow. I wasn't going to come tonight as me telling you about me hear about Paula. We heard that there was some discussion about whether she would stay or go. And it's like, okay, but the court ruled, the court made their ruling. So in my view, that would make her position not viable anymore after that ruling. But you have people who are saying that doesn't mean she has to go now and all these things. So the truth of the matter is, the court ruled on this matter. If they say it's unconstitutional what happened, then Paula understands that, and therefore somebody needs to be appointed. Anyway, I told you guys why such people are rejoice. And if you're just joining, if you come late, you might want to watch this over. It all has to do with these two cases that Paula has. You can go back and watch it. Guys, thank you for joining. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a good night.